Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be another dupe or dud where I talk about a high-end product and a low-end alternative and discuss whether or not the low end can basically replace the high end and you can save your money. If you want to see more videos in this series, you can click the little eye up here. It'll take you to a playlist, or I'll put a link in the info bar or the description below. But today's video is kind of an exciting one because the high end in this case was actually a dud. So the test is going to be to see if the low end alternative is just plain cheaper and better. So the high-end product I'm going to be talking about are the Hourglass Modernist Palettes, and I did a review of these. I actually had two palettes, but because I was so disappointed in them, I returned one. This is Colorfield, the one I kept, because well, I don't think it's worth the money. It's probably, it would end up in the regret pile if I were to do a products I regret buying video, but it was nowhere near as bad as the other one I had, which was Graphite. So these retail for $58. I think I said $56 maybe earlier in the video. If not, it is $58 and you get 5 colors. The pigmentation's okay, except in this palette, this cream shadow here is a complete dud, very poor pigmentation. Oh, and I should have prefaced this entire video. As with all my duper duds, I am wearing one of these products on either side of my face so you can actually see how the two compare against each other. On my right side, I am wearing the ULTA, cheaper alternative, and on my left side, I am wearing the Hourglass option. So keep that in mind as you watch throughout the video. But then onto the ULTA alternative. This is not one, they recently launched not one, but a collection of 3 palettes that are identical to 3 of the Hourglass Modernist eyeshadow palettes. One that I just showed you is supposed to replicate Colorfield, the greens, and then Graphite, the one that I said I returned. And then there's another one that I have not actually tried, but I know is a really popular one. It contains lots of purpley plums, and that is called Exposure. So I think you'll be able to see in the swatches that I throw up here throughout the video that as far as the Colorfield, specifically the Colorfield dupe goes, pretty spot on. In fact, down to the dud eyeshadow here on the end. This, I mean, interestingly enough, this beige shade over here on the end didn't show up. There's a reason it's not in the swatches, and it's because you can't see it. It just, no color comes off. It's a bad shadow. But the rest of the shadows within this palette perform exactly like those from the Hourglass palette, albeit they are a little powdery, but for the most part, the color comes off the same, the pigmentation is the same, the lasting power is the same, and I think you'll be able to see from the way I'm wearing them on my eyes, they create virtually the same look. Then as far as the Graphite alternative goes, I would say it actually performs better than the Hourglass alternative. One of the main reasons that I returned that palette is because, and now I can't get this palette open. Oh no. Oh, and there it goes. Okay. The main reason I returned it was because this kind of gold sparkly shade you see here in the Ulta palette was such a letdown in the Hourglass palette. This one has a little bit more pigmentation. Overall though, the shadows are pretty, not chalky, but just not as smooth. They're not as finely milled. They're a little bit grittier feeling than the Hourglass, but still they perform better and they're more easily layered for pigmentation, whereas in the other one this was kind of a glitter overspray, so like a suggestion of a shadow, which wasn't really my cup of tea, hence the returning of the palette. This one I think performs a little bit better, although you do run into the same issue with this one dud nude eyeshadow on the other end. So far, if you were looking for a nice neutral nude, you're not finding it in this trio of colors. And then on to the last palette, the one that is supposed to do Exposure, which is the Plums in the Hourglass collection. This is probably the best performing palette of all 3 of them. You actually get a lighter shade here on the end that works, and then the rest are just nicely pigmented, although I think you do run into the same kind of very powdery texture that you do across the board with the Ulta. But all in all, I would say that first of all, the greens is certainly a dupe for the Colorfield version in Hourglass. But funny enough, you also run into the same shortcomings. I mean, I don't think by any means these Ulta palettes are perfect. If I really only recommend them if you find a certain color combination, a palette, maybe a shade that's unique to your collection. If you can identify that in these, then go ahead and go for it, because at 20 bucks you're not going to be breaking the bank, and you can also use those $3.50 coupons or 20% off coupons as you might have them at Ulta. But really, I wouldn't say these are anything spectacular. But the point of this video is to talk about whether it dupes the Hourglass palette, and I would say it certainly does. So go ahead and save your money and go for the Ulta alternative instead. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, don't forget, if you want to see other duper duds video, don't dupe or dud videos, wrong plural on the wrong word, you know what I mean, you can click the I up here, or there'll be a link in the description bar below. Besides that, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!